Girl. Let's talk about this. This is a new Marvel project. Now, if you don't know, after What If came out, the Marvel actually announced that they're starting a whole new animation division, and a lot of this was because of What If, and they wanted to make more Marvel shows for Disney Plus, which I'm fine with. That's a cool idea, great idea, right? Because in the old days, we had like X-Men the Animated Series, that old '90s series, and they announced some projects for Disney Plus, like the return of X-Men, the X-Men '90s series, Spidey, freshman year, other animated series. So we knew about that. Then we get this clip of Lawrence Fishburne talking about this series, which I do not have any excitement from this show because I was shown nothing from it, and I wish companies would stop putting out shit like this. What I'm talking about is a clip where someone is talking, someone who created the show, was involved with the show in some aspect, sits in an interview, and not even an interview, it's just a clip of them talking, saying, this is great about our show, this is great about our show, or movie, or whatever. This is great about it. It's going to be so great. But you didn't show me anything. You just said the music's going to be great. How is it going to be great? And what kind of music is it going to be? I don't know. You're not saying anything. You're just saying it's going to be great. Cool. I could take a dump right now in the toilet right now, and I could tell you it's going to be great, and it would have the same effect. Because it's just like, well, what is this? It's just shit. That's what it is. Because you're just like, you're not telling me anything about the thing that you're creating. You're just telling me it's going to be great. Okay, but what does that mean? Like, what is it's going to be great mean? Like, oh, it's okay, I guess. And and then he says some things in it that are weird. It's like, okay, so you're making a show about a little girl, and then you're like, oh, she's the smartest Marvel character in the Marvel universe. She's smarter than Tony Stark. Which is weird, because, like, what does that mean? Like, how is she smarter than Tony Stark? It's also like, I feel like, those YouTube channels like Geeks and Gamers and whatever are gonna, like, clip that clip and use it to attack this show without even seeing it. And I'm not here to attack the show. I'm just here to, like, ask some questions here. And also, like, make people understand. Stop supporting, like, clips like this. Like, this is bullcrap. Also, I just wish companies would stop making it. Because, like, the reality of the show is nobody was asking for this to be put out, right? I'm not talking about the show. I'm talking about this clip, right? Nobody was begging for this to come out. It's not like, okay, so they don't have enough footage for a trailer and they're still putting it together, right? So we have to put a clip out now because people want to know more information, right? No, nobody was talking about this show until this crap came out. And, he says, I also don't like that in this interview he mentions that he's, like, a fan of comics and always has been. But it's not like he lists what kind of comics he was into. It's not like he was like, oh, I used to read these various Marvel comics or whatever. My favorite blah, 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 blah. No, he just says, I was into comics. And that's the problem with these interviews. Is they're made to, like, give you information about the show without giving you information at all. Like, they're so vague. I'm into comics. Cool. What kind of comics? The music in our show is unique. Okay, how is it unique? It's going to be great. Okay, how is it going to be great, right? These are all reasonable questions to ask based on what they're telling you in this trailer, but they're telling you nothing in the trailer. And it's just like, that's why I don't like this. I remember DC Fandom, for example, put out a trailer like this for the Suicide Squad, and they were saying all kinds of information about it that was like, what? And then they were saying, oh, we're influenced by old Vietnam movies. And I remember when I saw the clip, that clip, I was like, okay, like, you didn't really show me anything about this. You were just kind of saying, like, oh, this is what it is. It's gonna be great. And then I went into the movie expecting, like, an old Vietnam movie, and it kind of had the tone of something similar to that, I guess, a little bit, but it really wasn't that, because they just were filling me with nothing and not real information about the actual project in front of you. And that's my issue with these trailers, is just like they're not telling you about the things. This is why people flipped out about the High Guardian Spice trailer, right? Because they weren't telling you anything about the trailer or the show that they were making. They were just telling you about the diversity of the people involved. This, they're not telling you about the diversity of the people involved. They're not telling you anything, except Lawrence Fishburne is making a Marvel project. And I'm like, cool. But if you don't know who Lawrence Fishburne is, there's really nothing to be excited about here. Because I guess you can be excited about Lawrence Fishburne making a project, but it's like, has Lawrence Fishburne ever made anything like this before? Right? Because I don't really know much about Lawrence Fishburne. So someone can let me know. But like, yeah, let's stop making shit like this, please. Like, let's stop putting out clips where we just like say something's going to be really cool or really interesting when there's like no information. Right? Like, just put it, if you can't put out a trailer, put out a press release announcing some of the cast or people involved with it. You know, post some information that you do know about it, that is actually confirmed, not like rumor or speculation. Do that, put that out, and then just when there's a trailer, put out a trailer. And if you want to put out a little featurette, like kind of interview thing like this, not even really an interview, if you want to put that out on a DVD or as a bonus feature on a streaming service, whatever, do that. Just don't use it to market the show, because it doesn't really help market the show, because it's bullcrap, because it's just a puff piece. There's like nothing to it. There's no meat to it, no information. I think this is bullcrap, and I will definitely check this show out when it comes out. My issue isn't, oh, I won't check this show out. My issue is I'd rather just not be shown nonsense before the show comes out. I'd rather just, have a good feeling going into the show, but when you do crap like this, it leaves me with a negative feeling, because I just want to know real information and not just be handed nothing, because this is nothing. Does anyone else have this rant? I know this is kind of like a rant video, but like, that's kind of, and I know people are going to take this video and be like, well, what do you expect from the Marvel hater? Because a lot of people think I'm a Marvel hater. I always have to point this out. Guys, I've liked a lot of the Marvel movies. I've liked a lot of the Marvel shows. I've liked Marvel characters. I read the comics. I own comics over here. Like, it's not that I don't like Marvel. It's that I'm more critical of Marvel. And I'm sorry that other people aren't. But we should, because being critical of things, even if they are good, is good, because it means things will improve, things will get better, right? The more you're critical of things, instead of you just taking what's thrown in front of you and like it's nothing. So I don't know, but yeah, I mean, and again, I'm gonna watch the show. If I was a Marvel hater, like, why would I watch the show? I know there's people like hate watch stuff, but like, I'm not hate watching anything, to be honest. I mean, there are things I watched that I think are going to be bad, and I just like reviewing them for the channel and stuff, but like, for the most part, I don't really hate watch stuff, because if all the things that I watched expecting to be bad were good, hell yeah, I'd love that, I'm just saying. I don't know why people think I'm a hater. It's weird how like a lot of people, and like just a general thing I'm a hater, when, I mean, if you can look behind me, I clearly watch more things than the average person does. And I clearly like more things than the average person does, right? Like, I'm a nerd. I listen to a lot of different genres of music, watch a lot of different genres of movies, and blah, blah, blah. Yet, like, I'm labeled as a hater because I dislike the popular thing. Sure, we'll go with that.